Everybody, thank you for joining me. I was here last night at like 11:30 and had a couple people helping me with some of this cool stuff that you see around. Taylor is our graphic artist, and so she did great in helping this really come together with a cohesive feel. So I'm gonna go back and as you might have heard, I was like, what do we do? I want to do a giveaway, but like, what should we do? And I like just barely came up with this like 5 minutes ago. So what we're gonna do is anybody who stays on to the end, we are gonna be giving away an Amazon Kindle or a Chromecast or an Echo Dot, because I'm like, I don't know, but we're gonna be giving away one of these to a random person who stays on to the end. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm excited to do these because it's gonna be really something that is gonna help give back to our community even more. So welcome to the first week of Highland Highlights. First things first, it takes a tribe. Recently, we had a mom. We obviously see a lot of moms, and a mom who is a surrogate has a family. The expecting parents, I don't know what you call them, the parents who are going to be adopting the baby. They are not able to make it here. They are stuck overseas because of COVID. And I hate using COVID as an excuse, but this is a legitimate, like they legitimately cannot get here. So we put together an opportunity to help. It takes a tribe to be able to grow a family. And so we want to be able to help this mom. And I'm telling you, I'm going to pull this up. Okay. I wanted to show you something. You all impress me so much. So right here, I'm gonna go to our page. If you follow us on Instagram, then you've already seen this, but what was crazy is we posted this, and literally within minutes, we had you guys already commenting on here. We've got 19 comments on here. Everybody who wanted to be able to help, because they know that is crazy difficult, to where, this mom was expecting to give this, or not give this, I don't know the right terms, but to be able to place this baby into the expecting family, and they're not able to make it. And so now she's going to be caring for this baby until they can get over here and meet their newborn. So what we did was we set up the opportunity for you to be able to help participate in donating items to help her in this temporary need. And for all of those who have already donated and reached out, really, really appreciate you guys being willing to do this. Thank you so much. So next thing, Highland hikes. Me and my family, we were out at Table Rock this last weekend, and it was awesome. I took all the kids, my wife took all the kids and our dog, and just went up the mountain. So I want to remind you, the first weekend in June, we're gonna be doing Highland hikes, and we want you there. Last year, we were slated to have like over 100 people there, and it rained, and so it was kind of cold, and so families with little kids and babies were like, no, I'll stay home, and that's fine. But I want to make sure that I want to do 200, 300 people there this year. So put it on your schedules. Let me just double check and see. First weekend of June, it's out there a ways, and I'm telling you now because I want you to be there. First weekend of June, it's on the 5th, June 5th. So put that on your schedule so that you can plan on being there. Like I said, last year we ended up with like 40 people out of the 100. So still a pretty good turnout, but I want 100, 200, 300? Could we do 300? Would that be possible? We're gonna find out. And so that's what's coming up. If we have something else come up as far as an event, I will let you know, but right now that is the soonest or the earliest event that we have scheduled. And I know it's out there away, but we're trying to get a lot of stuff taken care of in the office. We hired a new doctor, Dr. Sagley. So it's me, Dr. Sagley, Dr. Peterson, the three of us are helping all of you. So if you haven't met Dr. Sagley yet, come on in, say hi, and shake her hand. So on to the next topic. So we're talking about adrenals. And restoring the adrenals. Well, some people, you might wonder, what are the adrenals even, like what is the point of the adrenals? So adrenals produce hormones for us that allow our bodies to function and allows us to have the energy that we need to function. Well, over the last year and a half, I've been able to help a few moms with some of this, and one of them was my wife. She's been on the adrenal, we have an adrenal program, but she's on this program a couple times, and the reason why was for her, for some people, it's headaches. For some people, it's weight changes or weight issues, inability to just like lose that last little bit or be able to lose weight and keep it off. Other people, it's sleep issues. It really just depends. And so headaches are a common issue as well. And so what happened with my wife is, she has the privilege of being able to have adjustments like when I get home or in the morning. And so I was adjusting her consistently, and her headaches and her tension, like she'd wake up just like stiff. She's like, I feel like I'm like 89. And I'm like, even an 89-year-old should not feel like that. Like that is not normal. And so we realized that there was something else that needed to be done. And so started going into like adrenal stuff and looking at the adrenals and how that affects the brain and the hormones that are released from in the brain. And what we found was there's a significant correlation to some of these symptoms and the adrenals. And so what I want to do is be able to kind of go a little bit into that program and what it entails. I do have a little video that's going to be way easier to kind of understand and be able to kind of get the main gist. I also have, if you guys are going to be commenting, you can comment, ask questions. We will have time. Which way is it? We have time later for a Q&A regarding the adrenal program, but I want to bring that up and start that little film here, it's pretty quick, but if you are interested in the adrenal program, then this is going to be helpful. Let me check here. Okay. And there we go.
Hello and welcome. We're glad that you're here. This presentation is for those who are struggling with fatigue, hormone problems, difficulty losing weight, digestive issues, depression or anxiety, or other similar problems. If any of those sound like you, then you are in the right place. Today, we'll show you how to fix these problems so you can restore your health naturally. Just imagine for a minute fixing all these problems once and for all. Imagine there was a simple, natural way to do this. What would life be like? What would you do different? How would this change your life? Well, rest assured, this isn't merely wishful thinking. We help patients just like you every day, and chances are we'll be able to help you too. Here's what we'll cover today. First, secret number 1, your problem isn't the problem. Next, secret number 2, the key test that will finally tell you the exact root cause of your problem. And finally, secret number 3, the simple system for correcting your problem and resetting your health. So what are you struggling with? The beautiful thing about these strategies is they work for fatigue, hormone problems, digestive problems, depression and anxiety, difficulty losing weight, and more. The first step is discovering the real problem. And that takes us to secret number 1. Your problem isn't the problem. There is an underlying reason why you're in pain. You're sick and depressed, can't lose weight, and struggle with other health problems, but these are just symptoms. Most doctors simply chase symptoms. Here are a few patients we've seen over the years. Let's see if any of this sounds familiar. Diane was struggling with losing weight, digestive problems, fatigue, and chronic pain. So her doctor did all the conventional tests, didn't find anything, prescribed her medications, told her to do a quote-unquote low-fat diet. What do you suppose happened? Julie was suffering from fatigue, insomnia, and hormone problems. So her doctor sent her to a specialist, prescribed her sleep medication, prescribed her the latest wonder drug, told her she was depressed, and did this fix her problems? Dave was suffering from low energy, digestive issues, and depression. So his doctors did some blood tests, prescribed him antidepressants, told him to exercise more, told him to see a counselor, And do you think this fixed his problems? Gianna struggled with hormone problems, fatigue, and depression, so her doctors did some blood tests, put her on birth control medications, prescribed her antidepressants, told her to go on a diet, and started doing injections. And how do you think she did? Does any of this sound familiar? Do you see a pattern here? Most doctors spend their time up here looking at symptoms like digestive issues, fatigue, depression, anxiety, hormone problems, chronic pain, weight problems, and other similar symptoms, when in reality, they should be focusing here, looking at underlying root causes. The truth is, diet alone isn't the issue. It's not a lack of exercise. It's not that you need a specific prescription drug. It's not your fault. You have an underlying problem, and that underlying problem is almost always a rhythm imbalance problem. What is a rhythm imbalance problem? Well, your body has a natural daily rhythm of hormone messengers. These rise and fall each and every day. This is largely how your body maintains its proper function. When that rhythm becomes disrupted, it leads to rhythm imbalances. These imbalances can and will lead to many different health problems. So what causes the imbalances? The short answer? Stress. But let's get a little more specific. Different types of stress can lead to a wide range of problems. Stress like emotional stress from things like divorce, death of a loved one, or abuse. Physical stress from things like injuries or trauma. Or chemical stress from things like infection and illness or environmental toxins. See, we were actually designed to eliminate stress. We do this through our body's primary stress coping system, the HPA axis, or the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. And don't worry, we'll explain. Whenever we encounter stress, it sends a signal to our brain. The brain relays it through a specific region in the brain known as the hypothalamus, which signals our pituitary gland, which then signals our adrenal glands. The adrenal glands then produce a wide range of different chemical messengers to do things like increase cortisol, increase blood sugar, increase adrenaline, decrease digestion, increase heart rate, and much more, all with the specific intent and purpose of eliminating stress. Let's take a look at a simple example, the caveman. Imagine the caveman encountered stress in the form of a tiger attacking him. When faced with this threat, the caveman could either run or fight. The classic fight or flight response is then activated with the intent of either escaping or eliminating the stress. But what happens when we can't escape or eliminate the stress? What happens when things like illness, divorce, pain, and abuse continue in our lives each and every day, causing ongoing chronic stress? It sends a signal to our brain, similar to the caveman and the tiger. And so our brain responds appropriately by sending the right signals to our adrenal glands, which then respond in the appropriate manner to try and escape or eliminate the ongoing stress. But therein lies the problem. Ongoing stress is ongoing, and so the problem persists until ultimately it leads to burnout. And here is the real problem. Because the HPA axis impacts so many different body systems, things like energy, hormone production, mood, digestion, immune function, and more, when it stops functioning properly, it creates a wide range of problems. Things like thyroid problems, fatigue, brain fog, sleep problems, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, mood swings, hormone problems, digestive issues, and more. This is what we call HPA axis dysfunction, or a rhythm imbalance problem. It's kind of like this. Imagine if all of a sudden your body simply stopped communicating correctly. Your brain started speaking Japanese to your heart, but your heart responded in German. Or your brain started talking to your gut in Italian, and your gut responded back in Spanish. HPA axis dysfunction, or a rhythm imbalance problem, is essentially a brain-body communication problem. So, if we're going to help you fix the problem, we first have to assess the function of your HPA axis. That takes us to secret number 2, the test that will tell you the exact root cause of your problems. So, how many blood tests have you already done? If you're like most patients, you've had countless tests. The problem is that blood tests alone are incomplete. If rhythm imbalances are the root of your problem, then testing your body's rhythm is the key. A special test, known as the ASI test, will tell you exactly what's going on with your body's HPA axis. The ASI test, which stands for Adrenal Stress Index, is an at-home saliva test, which is exactly what you want. It measures specific chemical messenger production throughout an entire day, measuring your daily rhythm. It's superior to blood tests for assessing your HPA axis or rhythm because blood tests only capture a tiny snapshot in time. Unfortunately, few doctors know anything about this test, and even fewer know how to properly interpret it. So you might be thinking, why didn't my doctor tell me about this? The short answer? This simply isn't part of their typical training they receive. But why? Because most are trained to prescribe medication, and this approach doesn't call for prescription drugs or require typical medical treatment. But don't worry, our team has received specific training on this test. In fact, let's show you some actual ASI test results and how they identify root causes. This patient was struggling with chronic pain, fatigue, depression, and digestive problems. You can clearly see rhythm imbalances here, 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 and here. This patient struggled with anxiety, pain, and thyroid problems. You can clearly see rhythm imbalances here, here, and here. And even though this may appear to be less severe, this patient was still struggling with weight problems, depression, and digestive problems. You can see the rhythm imbalances here, here, and here. Once you take your ASI test, it will finally reveal the underlying root problems. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, we realize this might seem a bit too simple. The truth is that this is a very abbreviated explanation. And the truth is that although these might seem like just lines on paper, these are very real people who had very severe problems. But we were able to help them using a proven system. That takes us to secret number 3, the simple system for correcting your problems and resetting your health. So, once we've uncovered the root cause of your health problems, we can fix it. We do this through our Health Restore program. If we're going to help you truly fix your health problems, we will have to, number 1, identify the root cause of your unique problem. And then, number 2, provide you with a personalized, complete plan. You see, one of the primary reasons many good approaches fail is simply because they're incomplete. Just like a splinter, what happens when you only remove part of it? The problem persists. In order to restore your health, we have to address all of the stressors, physical, emotional, and chemical. We do this through what we call the 4 pillars of health restoration, and they are rhythm resetting, nutritional healing, stress resilience, and functional therapy. Let's take a quick look at each one of these 4 pillars. First, rhythm resetting. Through using a specific combination and timing of natural supplements, we can help to reset your body's natural rhythm to correct the HPA axis and restore normal brain and body communication. This is a critical first step to restoring your health. Perhaps the most important aspect of rhythm resetting is the purpose behind it. Unlike so many other approaches that simply prescribe a supplement or pill to merely raise or lower certain markers in your body, the purpose of the rhythm resetting is to literally reset your brain-body communication. And the beautiful part is that you don't have to cross your fingers, believe, and hope that things will work. Why? Because our approach is don't just guess, test. This allows us to objectively see when we are making progress. Next, we use nutritional healing. Hippocrates once said, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." We believe that's true, and science says so as well. We provide a guided personal nutrition program for each patient in the Health Restore program. It consists of meal plans, shopping guides, online tracking, easy healthy recipes, and more. We make this extremely simple, easy, and convenient. Through an online portal, we can provide in-depth nutritional coaching and counseling designed to help guide our patients through this process every step of the way. Next, stress resiliency. Let's face it, life is stressful, and unfortunately, much of that stress is often unavoidable. But it wouldn't make much sense to take patients through an entire program only to fail to provide them with the tools they need to combat stress, now would it? Through the latest cutting-edge technology, we can help our patients to create greater resiliency to the various sources of stress. Using a technology known as biofeedback, we can track your body's communication in real time, allowing us to objectively measure your stress resilience. Over time, you'll be able to develop sufficient resilience to allow you to remain healthy and unaffected by stress that we inevitably encounter each and every day. Finally, functional therapy. Through a combination of chiropractic, massage therapy, and progressive focused rehab, we can fix physical stress on the body due to pain and injuries. This allows us to help patients not only get out of pain, but also help them restore full and proper function. By using this no stone left unturned approach, we can help our patients not merely get temporary symptom relief, but actually help fix their problems once and for all. Just imagine fixing the root cause of your problems, finally feeling good again, having the energy you need to do what you want, having the tools needed to maintain your health, and that we could begin helping you today. But you don't need to take our word for it. Diane said, "After wasting over $8,000 in testing and ineffective treatments, I found this program. They did a simple test and found out things that my endocrinologist and other specialists had completely missed. The plan they have me on really works. I am now losing weight and feeling like I have my life back. Thank you so much." Julie said, "I used to suffer from terrible fatigue, insomnia, chronic pain, and other problems. Since going through the Health Restore program, I am now sleeping again. I have more energy and I'm feeling so much better. To put it simply, this has done wonders for me. I would recommend it to anyone who is suffering with similar problems." Dave said, "I was finally able to get real answers to my problems. I have been dealing with health issues for years, seeing countless doctors. This program provided me with a clear plan that has actually worked. It has been incredible so far." Gianna said, "I finally feel like my problems can actually be fixed. I had struggled for so long that I was beginning to lose hope. I am grateful that I finally have answers and that I'm feeling better than I have felt in a very long time. And we are confident that we can help you too." The critical first step is your ASI test. If you're like most patients, chances are you've already spent a lot of money on expensive tests that haven't really helped. The good news is that the ASI test doesn't cost thousands, it's just $299. So let me ask you, if the ASI test could finally uncover the root cause of your problem, would it be worth it? If this could get you on the right path, would it be worth it? If this could help you restore and reclaim your health, would it be worth it? Of course it would. We have a saying at our clinic, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So let's help you. Here's what you'll do. First, you'll receive an ASI home test kit. Next, you'll collect 4 saliva samples, morning, noon, late afternoon, and night. And then you'll fill out a quick form, put on a prepaid shipping label, and ship your test to the lab. In approximately a week, the lab will send us your test results. At that time, we will sit down with you to discuss your results in detail. During that appointment, we'll identify the root cause behind your problem and outline a comprehensive plan for you designed to fix those underlying causes instead of merely treating symptoms. In just a moment, one of our providers will be in to speak with you. They will answer your questions and ultimately help you get started on your journey towards restoring your health. We look forward to helping you restore your health and reclaim your life.
So that is the video that obviously it says at the end that a provider is going to come in. Well, we're on a live event, so here I am. That is the video that we show typically to people who are interested in learning more about the adrenal protocol. Thank you for sticking through there for that whole time. I hope you learned something, and I'm guessing you probably thought of a friend or a family member that might benefit from something like that. So I wanted to go through a couple things about the actual program itself, and then also a few questions. And then if you have questions, you can type them in. If you're on YouTube, then go ahead and type them in. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, just type them in and we'll be able to get them here and we can field those questions. But I mentioned that my wife was dealing with a lot of tightness in her muscles, trying to wake up and just really get moving for the day. She felt like she was super old, and that's not normal. It's not normal for an 89-year-old or a 90-year-old. It's like, no, you should be able to function and move. There's always an answer. It's a matter of where we find that answer. And so for her, we were able to figure out the adrenal function, like we showed in the video. We are able to test not just at one moment in the day. The issue with blood tests is you're testing at one given second or moment in time. So let's see, at 8 a.m., 12, 4, and 8. And so there's a normal flow, and it basically is something like this. There's a normal flow of cortisol that should be in the body. And what happened with hers is it was here, 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 and here. And so the flow was off. It should be right here in the middle, right? And so we were able to determine that there was something that needed to be done. It was not her, like her problem was not the muscle soreness. It was the fact that the body was not doing the right thing with all of the hormones that needed to be produced. And so what we ended up doing was we ran the adrenal protocol, and we were able, part of this whole test, that ASI test, is also looking at, is there anything going on within the gut? Is there anything going on a little bit deeper? Like, what do we actually need to do in order to best address the situation? And so with that, we were able to run the protocol to be able to bring these levels back up. And I mean, levels are cool, and it's awesome that it's just like, oh, cool, now we're in the normal zone. But better than that, she felt better. She felt like she could move again. She felt like she could work out. I'll tell you a secret. Like, there was one time she's like, I'm struggling to get energy, and I'm horrible. I was like, just go run. Just go exercise. And she was like, you don't get it. And it's true. At that point, I didn't even think about the hormones that needed to be addressed. So with that, it was able to help her not once, but twice. We have 4 kids. And so after the 3rd baby, we ran that. And then after the 4th baby, we did that too. And we basically did that just to prevent anything further from coming on, because we knew that for that 3rd child, like, she hit a point where it was really, really rough. And so, symptoms vary, but if you feel like you're curious to know if this is something that might be beneficial for you, to at least test, right? Like, the biggest thing that we want to do is, number one, if there are symptoms that cannot be resolved with massage, with chiropractic, with acupuncture, things like that, just with those alone, then there's something more going on. It has to do with stress in the body, and we want to be able to decrease that. So I also have Casey here, so if you guys type in questions, she can help. Where's my eraser? Hang on. So there's a question that I had about nursing moms. So when it comes to nursing, we do want to we're just going to put that on hold. And I know you're tired and I know you're fatigued, but we want to put that on hold until you're done nursing. So once baby's weaned, then we want to do the adrenal test and then start looking at things to see if this is something that is going to be helpful for you. But in the end, I mean, in that video, we talked about the whole program. Like, this is not just addressing the hormones. This is addressing the stress, like the mental stress. This is addressing physical stress. This is addressing chemical stress. Nutritionally, we need to be able to take care of all of those, because if we don't, then we're still missing a little bit, right? It's like if you have a sliver, like in the video, if you've got a sliver and you just take out half of it, you still have a problem. And that's still going to cause issues and symptoms. And so we want to remove the entire thing and make your life easy. And so now what we have within our office is an opportunity to be able to expand a little bit more and to be able to provide this on top of some of those other services and allow us to get you the results that you're actually looking for. And so the other question that came up was, what are the symptoms, the main symptoms? So main symptoms, numero uno. Fatigue. And whether it's difficult to wake up or you just hit a certain time throughout the day. For my wife, I think that was around 2 o'clock. So lunch is at noon. If it was like a lunch crash, she would have crashed around 12:45, 1 o'clock, but it was like 2:30 or 2:30. And so it wasn't normal. Number 2, chronic pain. And I'm going to say, and stiffness. Chronic pain and stiffness. Like I talked about with my wife, when she was waking up, it was just rough. chronic pain, if you feel like you just had no real answers, especially for those who are like, oh yeah, you've got a thyroid problem. Why? Why is there a thyroid? Like, what is causing that thyroid problem? What is going on underneath, like within the hormones that's causing that thyroid problem? A lot of times we have people do this test because their thyroid checks out normal. And so it's like, well, what else is going on? In this, I'm going to include in this headaches, because headaches are really, they really kind of tie into the stiffness, the neck stiffness that causes headaches up into the head, and it kind of wraps around and you feel it in your forehead and your eyes. But it could also play into the chronic pain. Third one is weight problems. So weight problems is the other one, and this is where we talk about, like, so many times when we talk about hormone issues, default we say women. It's yeah, that women deal with that. No, this is not just only exclusive to women. This goes for men as well. So for people who are dealing with weight loss from COVID, right? Like you're at home, you're working, you're not as active, you've got more weight loss, you're just not able to get it off. This is something that would be worth looking at, but weight problems is another one that we typically see. I think a lot of this kind of ties together and creates anxiety. It can create depression. It can create issues that make people just feel like, what am I gonna do? Like, what else is there? I have nothing else, no other choice. My doc says I'm gonna be on this medication for however many months or years. Like, who knows? And so that's why when we talk about, like, not a lot of doctors, like truly, not a lot of doctors know about this test, or not a lot of them use this test for one reason or another, but we want to be able to look at the whole spectrum of what's going on, be able to balance out the hormone flow throughout the day, because if we go back and we consider why blood tests fall short, blood tests are important. We do those as well. We have labs we refer out for. But let's say within this flow, we've got a high reading here. Actually, this is an example from what came in today. One of our practice members' reports came back today, and it looked like something similar. Casey can probably correct me, but it was like this. So the flow went like this and just dropped down. So if you were to go do a test, a blood test, let's see, this is 8, 12, 4, and 8. If you were to go do a blood test at this time right here, or I'm sorry, at 4 o'clock, that blood test, oh yeah, you're elevated, your hormones are elevated. Okay, we need to put you on this medication. Oh, okay, hang on, I'm gonna call an audible here. And what would have happened if we did that test around 8 or 9 in the morning? We would have been low. The same day, the same test gives you a different result. And so that's why we look at it through the entire day, not just a given point in time. So that's a little bit about the adrenal program. In our office, Casey is the one who, our office manager, she is the one who runs that program. Every single test that comes through, I look at, I interpret, I figure out exactly what's going on. And with her help, we're able to kind of put together something to be able to find out, not just like, how do we get rid of symptoms? How do we really get to the root cause and fix it? You know, most guys are the type where they're just like, I just want to fix it. I just want to fix it. I'm definitely that one. Like, my wife needs to remind me, I just want you to listen. And I'm like, okay, sometimes I just want to fix everything. But in this case, we do want to fix everything. And so we're going to do our best in order to make that happen. So if you have questions right now, then let us know. Otherwise, while we're waiting, we're going to get to our giveaway. Are we ready? So maybe what we should have done is, like, if you share it and then stay on to the end. Lesson learned. But if you are still here on this live, I want you to comment below. I don't care what you comment, but we just want to know if you're here, and then we'll do a random number generator, and I'll let Casey handle that. I see the love coming through. Yes, that's awesome. So if you're here, comment. If you're not, don't. So while we wait for that, the other thing, let me think. There are a couple other things that I wanted to cover. I think we're gonna actually wait until next week. We're gonna try to do this every week, depending on everybody's interest. If you like doing things like this and learning more, then we want to do that for you. If not, then it's going to be something that's just more like once every couple weeks or once a month. So all right. So we've got Nikki here. Oh, my mom's here. That's awesome. My mom's awesome. She's always there. My wife's here. It's always in the beginning. You know, this is our first event. You always have the family members there, of course. Okay, Nikki is here. Sarah Nasker's here. All right. Okay, as those come in, Casey's taking them down, and then we will do a random number generator to see who wins. And you know what? I'm just gonna let you guys choose. Whether you do the Amazon Kindle, a Chromecast Ultra, not just the normal Chromecast, Chromecast Ultra, or the Echo Dot. So up to you. But if you're joining me late, what I want to do one more time is I want to remind you guys of what's going on within our office. For the mom who was a surrogate mom, she's having her baby soon, and the parents are not able to come overseas because where are they? Taiwan. They're in Taiwan, and they're not able to make it because of all of these COVID restrictions. So I'm going to show you where this post is. If you guys follow us on Instagram, if you're not on Instagram, you're on YouTube or Facebook, then go follow us on Instagram and check this out, because we're providing an opportunity to be able to help this mom gather baby stuff. I mean, she's not planning on having a baby with her for however long. This is just temporary. So go over there. But like I said at the beginning, this is incredible. You know, we have 19 comments already, just reaching out and being willing to help. So really appreciate you guys doing that and being part of our HC tribe, because it takes a tribe, it takes a village to be able to help grow a family. So Casey, we also have Megan on Facebook. Over here, right there. We're still figuring out all of this flow and everything, but so we should be good now.
We did have a question come in.
Had a question
From Megan Miller. If I'm moving soon, could I still do this program?
If I'm moving soon, can I still do this program? Yes. So this program, we actually have people in other states. We have a few out in Texas, Illinois, I mean, all over the place. So this is something that you have access to, and you can do this from wherever you are. So the answer to that is yes, absolutely. It's available for you. Other question?
No more questions. So far we've had 8 people comment that they're here.
8 people are here. I'll give you 10 more seconds, because this is one of those things where, I mean, maybe yeah, we'll give you 10 more seconds, and then we'll do that drawing. Do you have a number generator?
I pulled one up online yet.
Perfect. So comment on how much is it. So the adrenal test, and I'll also cover, is insurance factored in here. Insurance will not cover this. They don't. And so this is something where the adrenal test, and that's all we really want to start with. The adrenal test is $300 or $299, whatever, it's all the same. And that allows us to determine what is going on. It tells us what the cortisol levels are doing. There's also a hormone called pregnenolone, DHEA, as well as a couple different markers to tell us, is it gut involved? Is there any sort of gut involvement? Do we need to help address leaky gut? A lot of you might have heard of that, but That helps us see, do we really need to address it? Or is your other provider just telling you to do that because it's a fad and it's cool to have leaky gut and to fix it? I don't know. So, okay, we're ready. We are going to run
A couple more joints. We're gonna do number 1 to 11.
Okay, we have 11 comments, so 1 to 11, random, for either this bad boy, the Chromecast Ultra, or the Echo Dot. These are things that like I liked, and then I bought extra for my house, and then I may or may not have been allowed to take them home. So they're here.
I got number 6.
Number 6.
And in the order of commenting and writing them down, I've got Megan McVeigh.
Megan McVeigh. You are the winner of one of these bad boys. So all you have to do is reach out to us. You can message us, you can call us, you can email us. But everybody who's here, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing this next week again. If you have certain things that you have questions on about the adrenal program, reach out to us. Whether it's me or Casey, reach out to us. And then if you have something specific that you would like to be addressed in one of these live events, let me know, because we're more than happy to kind of help cater this to what you want to hear. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you. Anything else, Casey? I just always need to make sure, but we look forward to seeing you guys next time. And from here, we're gone. Thanks.